Welcome everyone to round 2 of BR's new season in F1 25. We are today at Interlagos for the now known as the Sao Paulo GP, previously known as the Brazilian GP. I still obviously prefer the Brazilian GP name. It sounds much better for me. One of the best tracks in the sport that has given us some of the best races we've seen in F1 history as well. It's a classic track already. And well, we got 20 drivers today on the grid, full grid for today's race. We got Fernando now for the Kick team leading 1/10 in front of Bran. Gotta remember that because this track is so short, it's there's not gonna be a big gap. And oh, you can see it's starting to rain, so basically maybe it's quali over already. Well, I just started streaming and now the quali basically, I think it's the end of it, because if it keeps raining then times will not improve definitely. It was for sure dry at the beginning and 8.1 was the first time set, so I think this might be the end of this qualifying session. Well, it gave everyone only one chance to set a lap time. And now I think it's going to be quali over and it's going to be pole position then for Fernando. Well, quali is apparently over unless the track dries up in the remaining 13 minutes, which might happen, though it's unlikely that the weather is going to be that crazy. It can be, we know how the game is. Still, I see it really unlikely, so most probably this is going to be the ending result of this qualifying session. It's going to be over basically in less than 5 minutes after it started. There you can see Belmont coming in the pit lane as well. Rob is finishing his flying lap, I guess. No, not even on a flying lap. He's going on an in lap. 5 seconds lower than his previous lap, and yet it's basically quali over. Nothing's gonna change in here. Maybe we're gonna see some people come out and do some practice laps on the intermediate tire. Would be the most obvious decision. Having in mind there's gonna be 12 minutes you can use for practice, or I don't know. Well, if the race is not wet, then it's absolutely pointless. So maybe just sit there in the pit lane waiting for the race to begin. Maybe everyone retires and then we can start the race sooner. As well, most likely this is not gonna improve. Track conditions will, by the opposite, get worse. So this could well be the ending of this qualifying session. I'm still gonna be here if you want to talk in the comment section like usual. Feel free to do it. Basically, you gotta wait more than 12 minutes for this to end, and no one, absolutely no one's gonna improve in these conditions. Well, and the DRS is disabled, like could be no other way. So yeah, basically we're going to be sitting in the pit lane for 10 more minutes. Maybe you want to take a break because you can't do a lap. It's, well, someone there already retired. The Haas, I guess, they have to serve a quali ban because they retired straight at the beginning. Well, we got a car there in the lap. It's Arin. He's doing some practice in the wet. Warming up a little bit the tires there coming into the end of sector 1. He doesn't even have a lap set. And there you can see we have guy in the intermediate tires, I guess, in the... Probably he did set the lap on the inters. That's faster than the guys on the softs. And you can see the track was bad already since the beginning. No, the best lap was done with softs and sorry. No one did a better lap in the intermediate tires. They are now in the inters. Though we only have R-Ring on track at the moment, everyone else is on the pit lane. 8 minutes, well, nearly 9 minutes to go. We only can follow R-Ring. Coming into the final corner, and we're gonna go, oh, it's a little bit of a slide there coming into the exit of the final corner. Well, still good learning, waiting for the race in case there is rain on it. Now coming into the line, and it's gonna be at 21.5. There you can see how slow the track is on these conditions. And well, that's obvious, but yeah, once again, you can see why we are not getting any improvements on this qualifying session. Well, that quali finally ended. Nothing changed, like I said. We're gonna get going now with the race, and that looks like it's gonna be dry. And well, not sure about the strategies here. Like something I've noticed about this game is that the tire degradation is way worse than it was before. So we might see some one stopper, maybe a medium hard, hard medium, or a two stopper, maybe a soft medium, medium, or something like that. Well, we get a lot of people starting on the hards, some on the mediums, but most of them on the hard component of tire. The grid didn't change, like, well, we already know why. So, not sure if the fastest drivers are at the front, because it was only one lap, so maybe the pace is going to be a bit mixed through the grid, like maybe some of the fastest guys were in the middle of the grid, maybe at the back, maybe some of the not too fast were at the front. We don't know, we'll find out. So, might be a race with a lot of overtakes, maybe some split strategies as well. Like I said, maybe a two stopper, one stopper. Degradation is really high on this game. Probably this truck's not going to be the exception. So I really don't know who can win this one. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. The best position team, of course, is the Kick Sauber team. We got Fernando on pole position, and then we got teammate Genius on P3. Williams, also not a bad lineup for them, P2 and P4. So it's a domination from Kick and Williams in qualifying at least. We'll see how the race goes. Then we got a Mercedes, McLaren, Aston, Racing Bulls, Ferrari. Then it's much more mixed up through the rest of the grid. We get the Haas guys that retired early in qualifying, didn't even set a lap, starting on P17 and P18. And then we have the both Red Bulls, who, well, couldn't set a great time in qualifying, starting P15 and P16. The Alpines also not in a great position. And well, the official announcements has been made. We are get going now with this race. Well, and here come the lights. We're gonna get started with this Sao Paulo GP. Lights out and away we go. Who's got the better start? I think the Williams has got a really good start there down the inside. Oh, we got some glitches. Oh, it's bugged. It's absolutely bugged. Oh, and that's a crash between two drivers there, and for some reason I'm seeing ghosts everywhere. What a mess of start of the race. We got a Ferrari glitch in P1, now he's back into P7. Well, apparently things are back to normal, but that was bad. We got, unfortunately, Genius started on P3, now down into P19. Fernando holds into the lead of the race, followed by Brand, followed by Sausage Joe. The two Williams now together to attack the Kick for the lead of the race, not having Genius there to help anymore. It's going to be 2 versus 1 at least by now for the lead of the race. We get David on P4 being attacked partly by Belmont. Let's go with the tire strategies. David on the mediums, Belmont on the hard. Seems to be getting a good run on the driver on the mediums. Not bad at all. Now Brian attacking Fernando for the lead of the race. We're going to get a little bit of the dirty air then. We're going to have to back off, losing now 5 tenths, half a second. Behind is not going to pass him now. He's used, both have similar amount of energy. Then we get Sausage Joe, who, well, thanks to this fight, can maybe try and save some more battery while his teammate does the hard job. Then can try and attack for the lead of the race. Well, it's a lot of people in the medium tires in the end. It's just the top three, Belmont, Otso, Nice, Tattle, and well, now Cleva's coming in the pit lane on the hard tires. Only then 6 drivers decided to start in the hards. Cleva has had to make a stop. I didn't see what he had at the beginning of the race. Now Emanuele is getting past Nice Tattle for P12 of the race. Ran there on the slipstream with the DRS open to attack Fernando for the lead of the race. Decides not to do yet. Both Williams saving the battery. Fernando's probably going to try and do the same. Belmont now right at the back of David. David struggling there to hold into his position. Down the inside, tries to go Belmont, but is not going to have enough room to attack David for P4 of the race. David now needs to start getting a little bit more aggressive on those medium tires. He needs to try and make some moves on this fast compound of tire. You gotta remember, I don't think it was maybe the best call to start in the mediums here, because Brazil is a really short track. It's not hard to stick to the DRS. So being on the mediums definitely won't really make a difference, a big difference at least. You won't be able to break the DRS gap. Brown building a 7/10 gap that's going to be shortened up quickly with the DRS. Now closing up the gap into the race leader. It's been a good comeback for Otso so far, up P9. It's made up 3 positions. Well, the Haas guys have made up 8 and 6 positions. Great job from them as well. Well, also making up places on the hard set of tires. Not many overtakes happening yet. Drivers still trying to take the race with calm. We are going to see the attacks later on. David on the medium tires is going to be putting some pressure on Sausage Joe. No overtakes done so far. You can see he gets a really good exit out of the final corner, and well, Bran can't really close up the gap to try and go for the move, because it doesn't need really to do it yet. He's just gonna try and stick to the back of his rival, maybe trying to save the tires a little bit. They need to go long. Not sure if they're gonna do a 1 or 2 stopper. Like I said, the degradation is really high on this game, so even being on the hards, you maybe still will have to do 2 stops instead of only 1. The degradation is really high on this game, probably on this track as well. And there it goes, Belmont down the inside, might be the first overtake in a while, and gets the overtake done, gets past David Game, moves up to 4th position of the race, and we will see what he can do now. His teammate Yaya, also not that far behind, is going to maybe try and attack David for that P5 of the race as well if he has the pace. Meanwhile, in the lead of the race, nothing really changed. Fernando is controlling the pace there at the front. And Brand doesn't really look like he wants to attack. All of them saving battery, probably saving tires as well. The moment to attack hasn't come yet. But Belmont's looking really aggressive to try and get these moves done. Already got past David. Now we will see if he can have a chance to attack the leaders. Yaya losing a little bit of ground to the leaders. Brand gets really close to the back of Fernando. Maybe he's starting. He wants to go for the move now. 2 times, 3 times behind his rival for the lead of the race, but doesn't enable the battery. He doesn't want it to attack yet. He's happy they're sitting in 2nd position of the race. He's just gonna wait. He's gonna take his time. He's not gonna try and be aggressive, at least not yet. It's going to be interesting to see how the Williams guys are going to manage the pit stop, when in mind they are together to each other. Well, Bellman really close to the back of Sausage Joe. He's looking for the move. Like I said, he wants to get his overtakes done. He's not trying to take the race so calmly. Oh, and Emmanuel falls down. P16 of the race. Down goes the Haas driver. Some accidents happened there in the end of Sector 2. Lanier battling against Yoli for P11 of the race. The Ferrari driver goes ahead. Now Yoli, well, he loses time and now he's going to be attacked by the Mercedes driver, Senipi. Down the inside is going to try to go a little bit of lag there. Maybe try and send a dive from there down the inside. Too risky to do. No need to do. Doesn't do. And well, he's now getting a better exit there out of the corner. Oh, Emmanuel out of the race. He's retired in on track, I think. Thankfully didn't bring out a safety car. Might be investigated later because of voluntarily retiring on track. And we got the first penalty of the race for Senipi. He's got track limit penalty for multiple warnings. Well, not much happening with the race so far. Lap 7 out of 36. We've seen some minor events, but we don't get to the action point yet. Most drivers, basically every driver is still on the DRS train, nearly all of them. We see Genius moving up into P16 of the race. He's coming in for an early stop. He wants to get the undercut done on the guy's head. Starts are not going to be great compared to the drivers that pit later, but he needs to be a little bit aggressive. He maybe knows he has the better pace, so he doesn't want to lose time on traffic and just wants to get that track position badly by getting the fresher, faster compound now. He's gone in for a new set of medium tires, like he says, going for a two-stop strategy. Maybe even more, having in mind what lap he has pitted. Could it be even a 3-stop? I think that would be too much, but those mediums lasted 7 laps. Belmont once again really close to the back of his rival. He has the battery full. He's now, I think, blasting it, trying to close up the gap but can't, so he's going to just back off. David in the pit lane. Oh, he has a slide and breaks the meter board. But, well, thankfully it was in the pit lane. Andrew saves the car and I guess doesn't get any damage. Well, like you can see, the mediums are not lasting long. Noseki retires in the pit lane. He gets angry for spitting in the pit lane and doesn't want to keep going on. That's going to be our second DNF of the race. Bran, who's still saving, not really trying to attack Fernando for the lead of the race. I don't know how important track position is on this track. It usually is not that important. But the guys that are going for the undercut, well, it might be interesting to see if the driver to pit later will be able to overtake easy or not. Let's remember, it's not easy to overtake in this game like it was in the last one. That's basically artificial overtakes everywhere. But this game brings back the dirty air. Makes the... Oh, and that's a safety car. Safety car is sad, and that's going to mess up basically the guys that pitted just now. We're going to give a much shorter pit stop for everyone else. That's most of the grid that didn't pit. Now the thing is, what tires everyone putting on? Probably everyone's going to have to stop again anyway. They're going to have to stop again because, yeah, probably no one's going to be able to take these tires they're fitting now to the end of the race. Well, Fernando will hold into his lead of the race, then Belmont, like I said, because of this issue between the Williams guys, has managed to jump up into third. Now it's 3 different teams that's going to be battling for the win of the race. David somehow is in P4, even though he pitted 1 lap earlier. I don't know how he managed to do this, but he's come out ahead of Joe. Well, Joe's been held up by his teammates, so that could explain it, but still I wasn't expecting to see David so up in the grid. Well, he probably was going to undercut the guys in front if the safety car didn't came out, so it's still not great news for him. Just not that bad news. Well, like I said, we're probably going to see everyone pitting again. Basically, I don't think anyone's capable of taking the stars to the end of the race. I would say nearly impossible to do. Well, safety car is going out on this lap. We're going to get going with the Sao Paulo GP. It's going to be Fernando. He's going to be restarting the race. He hasn't dropped the lead since the start of this race, leading every lap so far, the kick driver. We will see if that will continue being like that. And he does get the restart going now, and there goes Belmont. He's gonna try and get the move done, maybe around the outside, but Brown positions the car in the right position, so he doesn't have the room to go for a dive either on the inside nor on the outside. As Pascal falling down positions. Otso is going to be attacking down the inside for P8 of the race. Attacks now Quiox. Quiox has done a great fight back. Till this point of the race, same as Otso's also made some really good moves so far in what time we have in this race. We got a yellow flag, that's nice Tato. Having an accident there on the beginning of sector 2. DRS gonna be enabled now on the coming lap. No DRS on this straight yet, but it will be enabled after they cross the line. Sausage Joe now is gonna try and attack David for that P4 of the race. You gotta remember that he is on the faster component of tire. Now he should try and get past David for that 4th position of the race. Getting a little bit of a battle here between Otso and Yaya. Otso with the mediums definitely should be faster. Both with the DRS enabled. Is gonna try and go. No room there to send the dive on. Otso still trying. It's really close to the back of Yaya. No room though to send the move. Ran right at the back of Fernando. He didn't really try to attack him at the beginning stages of the race. I'm not sure if he's going to try and attack now because he is very close. He's probably going to get some dirty air in the exit of this corner, so probably going to lose some time. Well, he didn't lose that much, so maybe now it's up to him if he wants to try and attack him for that lead of the race, but he decides not to do so. Oh, he does. He's going for it. Got on this lip from, oh, and a really late move there from Fernando. Probably a very big misunderstanding between the drivers, and that's gonna allow Belmont to go past, and now Belmont's up to P2 of the race. Belmont was looking much more aggressive throughout this race, and now he has a chance to challenge for the lead of the race. And I think with this open possibility, he's going to try and go for it. He's going to try and overtake Fernando for the lead. Grant, of course, is going to try and recover his position as well. It was probably a very late move in the straight from Fernando, so there is definitely going to be an investigation after that. I don't think the Williams team is going to be happy with that move, either if he was at fault or not. They're probably going to still want it investigated. Getting now into the final corner, 4/10 the gap between the top two. We will see if Belmont wants to go for the move. We see blasting the battery. He doesn't want to go for it. Brand, by the other hand, is probably trying to get a little bit closer into the McLaren. Maybe Belmont will try into next level lock up there from the leader. Rob is battling against Yaya as well, and well, something happened there with Otso's falling down to P9 once again behind Kuyox. Yoli losing positions there against Kleba, our host. Oh, and some accident going on there, I think. Some things flew. David losing positions. David off the road there. Might have been a mistake. He might have been forced off the road, but also the tires don't help at all. He probably, I think, yeah, he has the oldest tires in all the grid. Penalty for Kleba and Yoli for track limits. And now Belmont's right at the back of Fernando. Fernando, I wonder if he can do anything to defend his position. He's going to have to blast the battery to not allow Belmont to go for the move here. He backs off. Fernando manages to defend his position well so far. And now we still get this straight. Genius gets time penalty. Fernando's gonna have to throw the car all the way to the inside to avoid the overtake happening. There he goes down the inside. Around the outside is gonna try to go. Is it gonna be forced off the road or not? Around the outside, great overtake there by Belmont, but it's not over. No, it is over yet. Now Belmont takes the lead of the race. Fernando came out really weak from that move. Couldn't do anything to avoid Belmont getting the move done. Now we got a new race leader finally. After 16 laps of Fernando leading the race, now we get Belmont in the top spot of the race, and he's opening now the gap. 8 tenths separated the top two. He is shown to have the better pace compared to the kick driver. We will see now with the DRS enabled if he is going to be able to close up that gap a little bit at least. Grant's definitely gonna want that revenge for what happened previously between him and Fernando. Fernando still managing to keep inside that 1 second gap with Belmont, but he, like I said, is very weak on battery. And now Belmont's also getting weak on battery. He's using it to try and escape from Fernando. Grant is in a much better position. Then we got Sausage and Yaya, who's in a great position now, being still on the top train and the top driver's train, and being on the hard tire is going to be a massive boost. Should be towards the end of the race. We're going to get the better tires lap after lap. We saw and Fernando's made a mistake. It's off the road there. From being leading the race to absolute tragedy there from the kick driver, now falling down to P11. In 2 laps, he gone from first to P11. Horrible moment of the race for the kick driver. And now we get Belmont leading 1.3 seconds ahead of Grant, but Grant now is blasting that battery. He wants to get into the DRS range. He does so. There wasn't much Belmont could do about it. His battery was really low already. And now it's going to be a totally new race. We get the 2 Williams attacking this time the McLaren for the leader of the race. Tragic race for the kick team after locking a 1-3 places in qualifying, starting in first and third position, now down to P12 and P18. A horrible, absolutely horrible race for the kick guys. At least so far, because, well, it's racing and things can still happen, but for what we've seen now, it's been an absolute tragedy compared to what they did in qualifying. Grant is fighting hard, sticking to the DRS of his rival from the McLaren team. 9 tenths separate the two of them. He's probably not going to be getting DRS. Maybe he will by a very, very tiny gap. Wasn't the limit in the detection point. He did get the DRS by nothing. I don't know how much that's going to be useful though. And there goes Yaya down the inside, get past Sausage. Those hards now definitely working better than the mediums. Yaya can come in front and try and take the lead of the race as well. Stars, like I said, should be in much better conditions than the conditions from the tires of the leaders. 1.1 is the gap between Yaya and Bran. He's probably going to be in the DRS zone, if not in the next lap on the coming one, then most likely. 1.1 the gap, already got past Yo, and is now looking forward to take the lead of the race. 1 second, 9 tenths now the gap. Like I said, it was going to close up really quickly. Now Joe gets time penalty as well. This race has been really, really exciting so far. Yaya fighting hard, but at some points he loses the DRS range. Grant is also pushing as hard as he can. Oh, a little bit of a slider for Yaya. That's definitely going to cost him the DRS. That's going to definitely cost him the DRS against the Williams driver. He was looking to get really close to him. I'm not sure if Grant got the DRS against Belmont or not. Joe in the pit lane wants to get the undercut done. Oh, a 10-second time penalty. That's gonna, I think, end up killing his race completely. Now has a 13-second time penalty. Absolute horror for the Williams driver. It's not been a great race for the guys that started in the first positions. And now we got a totally new battle for the lead of the race between Belmont, Bran, and Yaya. And who knows, maybe Kuyox could be a mega comeback from where he started in P17 or P18. And now up into P4 of the race and looking forward to maybe a win. Could also be a win for the Haas driver. We got a yellow flag. I'm not sure who that is. Meanwhile, Fernando has not been able to recover after his accident, still now on P10 of the race. Oh, rubs off there in the last part of Sector 2. Yaya could not get the DRS with the Williams driver. Now Bran's going to look forward to attack. Bran's coming in the pit lane. He doesn't want to lose time fighting against Belmont. He's coming quick into the pit lane. He's definitely going to be getting that undercut done, and that's going to be probably the last stop he's going to do today, unless there's a safety car. Get a yellow flag, and Fernando's got a 10-second time penalty, and once again killing his race completely. If it wasn't bad already, it's now got way worse. Belmont 1.5 in front of his teammate Yaya. Now it's going to be a battle for the lead on track between both teammates. Actually, might not even be between both teammates because Kuyox is looking strong and he could well overtake Yaya and try and attack Belmont for the lead of the race. Maybe Belmont's going to try and back off a little bit the rest of the pack so he can give some fresh air to his teammate. I think that's probably what he's doing because he's losing time. No, he's not trying to slow down. But in some way he's losing time against his teammate. Maybe his teammate's pushing as well. But those medium tires are definitely not in great conditions right now. Kuyox, this might be his chance to get past Yaya. Yaya who, well, is struggling on the tires. Well, on the battery more than on the tires. Now gets past the McLaren driver, and that's a new second in the race. That is Kuyox. Is most likely now gonna easily fill the gap in the straight due to the battery. And while Otso's retired from the race in the pit lane, a lot of people getting spitting in the pit lane penalties. It's really unfortunate to see that. Well, and Kuyox now flying on track on those better hard tires. The strategy is working really well for him. I think most likely Belmont's going to come into the pit lane at the end of this lap because there's no way he's holding Kuyox behind for long with those old medium tires. Kuyox 1.4 seconds behind, 1.5 seconds behind now the McLaren driver of Belmont. But that gap's going to be shortened up really soon. Yaya doesn't seem to be the fastest now of the hard runners, and yeah, like I said, Belmont was definitely going to have to come into the pit lane. Those minimums weren't going to last for long. Thankfully didn't spit in the pit lane. And now we will see where it's going to come out. It's going to come out in front or behind the Bran. Most likely Bran's going to be doing the undercut against him. I think he's got the purple sector 3. And following Belmont, yeah, he's already behind Bran, but he's on the mediums, which 2 lap fresher medium tires. And well, it's going to be now a strategic game to the line. Bran getting past Yoli, moves up into P7 of the race. Now he's going to hope that traffic affects his rival. Definitely we are going to see some team order sooner between Bran and Sausage Joe. Joe has the penalty. It's obvious that he needs to give the position to his teammate. And then maybe needs to do his best to try and back off Belmont. Try to make him lose as much time as possible. Belmont already moving up to P8. Williams need to do a quick decision between their drivers. I think both can probably overtake Pascal easily. There goes Bran down the inside. He's going to get the move done. His teammate's not going to fight him hard. Another pit lane penalty, this time for GCL Verstappen. Down the inside go the 2 Williams guys, and that's Bran moving up into P3 of the race. It's in the net lead of the race now, but there's a long way to go. We are still waiting for what Belmont can do on those fresh medium tires. There goes David as well, overtaking Yoli. David, I don't know what's the best he can do today. Has managed to, well, he's the one that spitted the earliest in all the previous times. Belmont now moving up into P5 of the race, and this is now when the teamwork needs to be shown. It's Sausage Joe against the rival of his teammates for the win today. He probably needs to try and back him off a little bit. Or maybe Bran can also try and help with the DRS, can try and keep Joe on his DRS, so that way Belmont will not be able to overtake. I think that could be the smartest way of defending against Belmont. And maybe detail penalty, please. Alright. I was saying maybe the best strategy for the Williams team is try and keep both their drivers giving DRS to each other. That way hold Belmont so he will not be able to overtake. Basically the Sainz Singapore 23 strategy, with this done down by real teammates, could maybe work in this situation because Belmont has the fastest component of tire now. The other thing is, are the top two thinking about coming into the pit lane? Because Kuyok seems to be kind of comfortable on those hard tires. Once again, the degradation is really bad in this game. That, I think, something we all know, but can he maybe try and survive for 10 more laps in the lead of the race, or he just trying to extend as much as possible this to do his final stint on really, really good tires? I think he's probably gonna stop anyway. I really don't see those tires getting to the end of the race. It's gonna be really difficult. For example, Langer has come into the pit lane already. He knows he's not gonna survive to the end of the race in those tires. Well, now in case he doesn't pit, Bran has to close up 12 seconds till the end of the race. Bran maybe is more worried now about Belmont, but he maybe should be more worried about the Kuyoks, who is still now staying out, and I believe he's gonna have to stop either way. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe he's gonna try and take those starts to the end of the race. We will have to find out, but I think he probably will stop, and he probably will stop on this lap, I say. Because he's losing a lot of time per lap. Oh, yellow flag. No, he's staying out. He wants to keep going, so maybe he actually is going to try and take the stars to the line. Well, if he doesn't win, he can at least try and take a podium today. That wouldn't be bad at all. David attacking Belmont around the outside. Belmont fell a little bit asleep there. This is good for the Williams team. Around the outside goes David, battling against the McLaren driver now. We're going to try and do the switch back. Both have the DRS. David has a better slipstream, but he has to back off. No chance to overtake for that P4 of the race. Kuyoks now leading the race, and he could be your race winner for today's Sao Paulo GP. We will find out. He's doing a really good stint on those hard tires. But the thing is, will he be able to survive to the end of the race? That is a really difficult question to ask, and we will know the answer in the time of 8 laps of racing. Langer now with fresh tires, going past Yaya, moves up into P7 of the race. If Puyox pits, it's going to be around where Langer is now. Now getting past Pascal as well. Got a yellow flag. I think that's a Red Bull in the middle sector. Yaya getting past now. He's going to get past Langer once again. A battle between Ferrari and McLaren here for P6 of the race, though Yaya has a 10-second time penalty. Let's see the tires. Well, Langer's tires are much better than Yaya's tires now. It shouldn't be a difficult battle for Langer. Now gets the move done and is up into P6 of the race. Well, I can say now, if Kuyux hasn't stopped yet, then he's definitely gonna try and go to the end, because there's no point extending a stint this long to have like 6 laps of soft tires. I really don't think it's worth you. Probably having a 9 second gap, you probably won't prefer to risk staying out and try to win the race instead of coming into the pit lane, unless of course the tires were about to explode, which would be a different situation, but this is not exactly the case. So yeah, if he's decided to stay out after lap 30, then he's definitely trying to take those to the end of the race. Well, this could be a great or a horrible strategy depending on what the result of the race is. We can't say if it's a good or bad strategy yet. The result will have to speak for itself. Meanwhile, Fernando trying to recover, trying to do damage limitation, definitely not going to be happy after starting on pole position and now sitting currently on P9 of the race and not looking great for the remainder of it. 7 seconds the gap between Bran and Kuyox. We have 6 more laps to go. The gap is going to be 7 seconds between the top 2. So basically Bran needs to close up more than 1 second per lap if he wants to win the race. Both are in hards. The age difference is 12 laps. So in the end, the strategy could work. It could actually work. If they meet, I think it's going to be on the final lap. If he manages to catch up, it's probably going to be on the final lap, not before that. So I say, if he doesn't win, he at least will get a P2. He's at least finishing this race in 2nd place, most likely. Well, 5.3 seconds. The gap came down very, very aggressively on this final lap. It's probably starting to struggle really, really bad. The gap is now going to be 5 seconds. 5 seconds for 5 laps. Well, now, I don't know what happened in that final sector. If the tires died all of a sudden. But in any case, he is now on the limit. He is going to need to give absolutely everything, basically all or nothing, coming to the end of the race. Oh, we also got a battle here between Belmont and Sausage Joe for that P3 of the race. This is also what's keeping Bran calm, not having to worry about Belmont, though Belmont's tires probably already fell down a lot. We'll see what Langer can do as well, if he can maybe try and close up the gap to the pack in front of him. He's 4 seconds behind. Well, this is it's turned out to be a really interesting race. Like I said, we were going to see a lot of split strategies most likely, and that's what we are seeing so far. 3.9 seconds. It's 1 second, more than 1 second per lap. I think, unfortunately for Kuyox, he's not going to survive to the end of the race unless he can defend, which defending is going to be nearly impossible in these conditions. 4 laps to go, 3.6 is the gap. Is subtracting around 1.5 seconds a lap. Now the hards are probably on the limit. He's doing what he can in those hard set of tires. The battle, though, will resume between Belmont and the Williams. David staying there to catch up the pieces of anything that can happen ahead of him. Also gotta remember that if they catch up Kuyox earlier there on the final lap, is gonna slow down the pack a lot. Three seconds the gap, 2.9 now, 2.8. 3 laps to go when he crosses the finish line. Well, now the chances of Kuyox winning this race start to go down massively. He will survive for one more lap, but there are still 3 more to go. I think there's a chance he can still be out of DRS by the next lap, but then it's going to be nearly impossible to defend in the final one. He has used a little bit of his battery. Maybe he should try and save a little bit, because they are going to catch it anyway. So maybe he can try and save a little bit of battery to defend his position against the guys behind. If it's going to be only a battle in one lap, then he maybe has a little chance of surviving. I think he will survive to not allow Bran on the DRS into the next straight, to the next detection point, which would make him be able to only have to defend in the final lap. Yeah, Bran definitely will not be on DRS in this lap, in the coming lap, but he will be at the back 100% in the final lap. Well, he needed one more lap probably to win this race. 1.1 second gap. Now is when he needs to probably, well, he's using a little bit of his battery now. He doesn't want him to get in the DRS yet. Oh no, he's sliding in the wall. Oh no, that's tragedy, absolute tragedy. The tires died completely and he's crashed into the wall. Really, really heartbreaking moment of the race. He ended in the wall. Those tires didn't last any longer. I don't even know if there was a puncture or not, but those tires were definitely sliding so badly, and he ends up this race in the wall. He went for all or nothing. He got, unfortunately, nothing. Well, very unfortunate what we've just seen, but well, it is what it is. He had to take the risk. It was his only way of probably trying to win this race. We head now into the final lap of the race. Brian leads, followed by Sausage Joe. Is going to be a team win by the Williams guys. They managed to hold Bellman behind. We're going to go with the penalties again. Well, this could have been maybe a 1-2 for the team, but unfortunately Joe made those mistakes by picking up those penalties that were pretty much avoidable. And well, not going to be a 1-2 for the team then. Still going to score really good points because basically everyone behind has a penalty. Probably going to be dropping to around P5, I guess. Does the next rubber not penalizes Pascal, who's really far behind? Yellow flag in sector 2. Doesn't really matter at this point. And we're gonna go on board with the man that drove an excellent race. Well, he had that issue with Fernando, nearly lost the car, saved it, fell down to P3, but finally, by doing the undercut, it worked better for him than extending like Bellman did, and it's gonna be Bran who wins the Sao Paulo GP. Bellman in second, David on third. Langer, who pitted late, finishes on P4. A great race by his side as well. Or maybe actually if Kuyox pitted, could have won after all, because look where Langer finished the race. But well, it is what it is. What already happened, and nothing can be done about it. Those things happen in racing. It's absolutely normal. Heartbreaks will happen sometimes, like today. But let's say he was doing an excellent race before that spinner did how all the tires were happening. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching this great F2 race. Definitely gotta say it's another world compared to F124. Now we got exciting races, not like the garbage previous game we had. And I'm excited to be back then in a couple hours for F3. So you watch F3 as well. I'll be I'll be there for it in like what 6 to 7 hours around that time. So well, thanks to all and goodbye.